All right, looks like we're just about ready.
Yeah, we should be firing off here in just a couple of seconds, finish getting everything set up. Partial enemy rando is a preset I like a lot, though. It means that enemies inside of the castle can be randomized by area specifically. So corridors can be randomized, while inner quarters could have vanilla enemies. It's a good way to kind of test kind of the way players can adjust to something on the fly, as well as having stat randomization. So finding weapons with, or not stat, but element specifically randomization for resistance and weaknesses. So finding good elementally aspected equipment can be a huge difference maker as well. It gives a lot of value to even non-soul compass checks. And I believe we should be ready to rock here pretty quickly. I think everything's all set up, so.
Yeah, first thing that will really set the tone of the race is what the weapons they start with and what shop has.
Yeah, shop is always going to be a pretty big influencer. Hopefully we get a decent starting shop at least. I know the past couple of seeds we have seen both Claim and Death Sickle in the starting shop, which are both pretty much some of the highest end weapons you can possibly ask for. A lot of final swords, I feel, recently as well.
Right, and we are off to the races. Chain Whip Muramasa in the shop.
Muramasa is always an exceptional. It's, again, one of the most top-tier weapons you can actually ask for, just because it is one of 2 sources of curse damage in the entire game. Looks like Jay and Berix both are selling everything to afford that Muramasa. Honestly, I think that is the correct call to make.
Don't blame them. So 5-check corridor, really 4-check with Black Panther.
Correct. Yeah, which is pretty light for corridor, all things considered.
And we're already seeing the randomization right off the bat with these Medusa heads.
Medusa heads in corridor hall here is one of the most nefarious things you can see. It just makes movement through this so annoying, but it is some pretty decent experience.
Followed by Giant Ghost. At least we have
very
the
early
Panther. I wonder if they'll take that and check this left door here. Yeah, Berix is electing to check the left door.
Yeah, not even setting up a save split for
arena. 5-check arena. That is a loaded arena.
Wow, that is maybe the most live checks for the Soul Compass I have seen in arena almost ever. That is pretty ridiculous. Arena does not have too many checks to it already.
Berix getting hit by the lubricants and...
Yeah, dipped in to check it out, thought maybe he might grab the warp, and then is like, no, not dealing with those lubricants, especially with no armor. Oh, but before I meant to mention it, the reason for those who don't know that Masamune or Muramasa is such an important weapon to have, especially to find this early on. It has very high base attack. It's a katana, so it can multi-hit very easily. And curse damage is one of the rarest damage types in the game. And anything that is weak to curse, the way the curse status works is it actually does damage proportional to the user's current health, or proportional to the enemy's health. So if they have 1,000 health, it can hit for upwards of 200 damage. It can basically chunk enemies incredibly quickly. It's funny, we're also seeing Sirens, which is the only other source of curse damage.
Slash resist rock armor.
Oh, Berix is getting tagged by the ectoplasm. That is so unfortunate.
Ectoplasm with the Lucky Charm drop.
Rip Black Panther.
Ooh, double jump. Ooh, Hippogriff. Early Hippogriff.
Oh no.
You know what that means? We're never
Deja vu.
Double jump.
Yeah, I don't know where this picked up that I started calling Muramasa Masamune, but I have been switching between it for the past year. Too much Chrono Trigger. I would like it to be known, by the way, I was not the one who rolled this seed. I cannot be blamed for this.
You can blame me. It was yours truly.
At least it's Hippo instead of Bat. I mean, it's a cold cover. It's better. Oh, just pure vanilla Skull Archers too. Wow.
Crazy divergences or racers that are right on each other's heels.
Yeah, so far the route's been pretty standard. They're both probably going to take this same entrance here just because you may as well. It's very easy. Going through corridors, especially with only 3 checks left. Top
floor.
Yeah, corridor has so many entrances that it's really not worth deep diving into if you don't have to. You're very likely to end up finding more of them.
Study.
Berix is electing to go through study, as is Jay, with a 2-check study. If I had to wager a guess, they're probably going to grab these 2 early checks, and if they don't find slide or anything relevant, they're probably going to dip out. Cloth tunic is bad, but it's better than nothing.
Some cover is better than no cover. So, skull key, cloth tunic, nothing great so far.
Yeah, 2 almost worthless items. One of which is actually just worthless.
Need to be careful with the Minotaur here.
Oh, they are actually going through study. Okay.
Finding Scimitar.
You know, Scimitar definitely outclasses the Muramasa.
Silk Rose. That's better than cloth tunic.
Upgrades, people. I didn't realize Jay is dangerously low on health right now, too. Luckily, the study enemies are vanilla, so there's nothing that's really too threatening to him at this point. Oh, wait, no, they are not, actually.
No, they are...
I saw the flea men and the Blair and was like, oh, that's normal. Nope, I just lied. Can Blue Crow not reach that blue soul?
Apparently not.
Wow. Blue Crow is such a good and useful soul.
That would be such an unfortunate kind of tease if that was Giant Bat behind there.
Oh, please. Funniest outcome. And looks like only 2 checks left. We know one of them, so one of them is going to be behind the backdash room and the other's behind, or one is potentially behind the boss.
And let's see what's on the backdash check here. It is the yellow soul.
Undine. Really of no real value. So bar a random bullet soul drop here, that blue canister remains out of reach for both of our runners.
Probably get a quick check to see what the boss is here. It's Headhunter.
Okay. Not a bad one to see. It may be a requirement. You don't really want to go back to study if you don't have to, and it is a shop upgrade, so...
And unfortunately, Jay is about to find out the unfortunate truth that Blue Crow cannot reach that canister.
Berix also just making incredibly quick work of Headhunter here. Yeah, 47 with a multi-hit's going to do a lot to a boss that's kind of already as mediocre as Headhunter. Looks like Jay is also just completely skipping out on the boss for the moment.
Looks like it. We'll see if that comes to be an issue later.
Yeah, I can't say I blame him for this decision. I think, wow, Devil off of the mandatory Headhunter is pretty crazy.
All for a person.
Rush was always good. I think the real thing that could influence this a lot is how early they go back to check the shop upgrade and whether there's anything relevant on Headhunter's shop or not. Yeah, I'm with Berix on this one. I feel like Blue Crow should be able to reach. Those soul canisters do have like a bit of a wider hitbox than you think.
I know, right? It looks like Jay's farming here.
Yeah.
Or at least hoping for a soul drop or... Ooh, 2 health left.
Bullet soul, or maybe just trying to get some experience from enemies that are pretty easy to kill, but also like worth a decent amount. 2 health, however, is terrifying to be sitting at right now.
They're not particularly close to a save either. Ew, right on the Minotaur.
Whoa, back to study with ye.
Yep, unfortunately losing out on all those levels too.
Yeah, no kidding. That's kind of the worst part of this.
And the one Undine they're missing out on now.
Oh wow, yeah, they haven't saved since then. And Berix is dipping into top floor currently just to get some of the checks in top floor are pretty heavily weighted, like we see with the silver plate right there. That is far and away the best armor they've seen. And 3 checks in top floor too, as well as a corrupted big golem.
Oh, and I will uncheck Undine for Jay until they go back and get it.
Honestly, I think they're leaving it behind for now. It's really, honestly, missing out on Headhunter is actually pretty impactful with Undine down there, as well as Devil being the drop from Headhunter. That is waterfall access right there inside of Study as well. And Berix is going to check the shop upgrade and probably grab a heal while he's here too. Just warping out of top floor.
Levitain. Wow. I didn't see how much it was, but
about 9 grand, same as the Muramasa.
Yeah, just throw everything at it.
Yeah, fighting Headhunter was absolutely the correct play here.
Aranis at the top here.
It's pretty much their best yellow, and finding it this early on is really nice, actually. There's a lot of combat ahead of you still. Levitrain and Positron? Wow.
Wow.
Nightmare Lightning Doll, Skull-A-Million in the shop, too. There's some pretty impressive Bullet Souls in the shop as well.
All right, Jay going back to Study reset out of top floor.
Yeah, that was also my exact thought process. About to say leaving behind Undine is totally reasonable, with the exception that Headhunter dropped a guaranteed Devil Soul. Did you see what Berix bought, by the way? Did he buy the Positron or the Levitain?
He had a lot of money. I think he bought both.
Oh, okay, that's fair. Yeah, and I think it looks like Jay is kind of making up his mind on where he wants to go, whether he wants to kind of go back through corridors or whether he wants to kind of keep pushing ahead. But you have a couple options ahead of you. You can do the what's normally the double jumper Undine locked check here.
Eric's going to arena.
Yeah.
Still have to deal with these lubricants, unfortunately.
Surely Malphus is in arena, right?
Oh, I forgot they were naturally curse week.
Yeah, correct. Which is going to be a phenomenal source of experience for Berix, especially with Aranis. Lubricant is worth a pretty significant experience value. And Jay is checking the Gardens entrance, which leads to Eastern Reservoir entrance. Okay. There's a decent bit you can do here with Hippo.
That's a horrible spot for Big Golem. That's a horrible spot for Giant Skeleton.
That is nightmarish. That is a lot of damage you're pretty much forced to eat.
High kicker. Oh, and an Alistor. Wow.
Arena is choosing to be mean. Snakes by the Mudman.
That is a brutal.
Oh yeah, we got to see Triton also Vanilla Curse Week. I love getting jump scared by Alistor that just spawns on top of you. It's phenomenal. Every time.
Levitain for free right down there.
Oh wow.
Won't be punished for missing out on the shop for the Levitain at least.
I can't believe Berix got scammed.
Well, once they find Skula at least.
True.
Berix doing the tower climb there.
Yeah. I think the value of having Positron and having Levitain access super early is still entirely worth it. Jay also going to go through the tower climb.
That is not what you want to see.
Castle's got jokes. Highest point of the corridors leading to the lowest point. You love to see it.
And Jay about to find the exact same truth. And reset it.
Berix never equipped the silver plate. I was wondering why he was taking so much damage even from giant skeletons. I'm like, he's a decent level. 130 is still like a lot, but he just still had never equipped armor. Okay.
All right. Let's see where this entrance leads to. I think, did we see Jay go through this?
Dip into arena? Yes, this leads
to Eastern. Well, Juke the Lubricant's pretty nice.
Yeah, no kidding. Even got them to de-aggro.
There are so many Lubricants.
So many Lub. Wow.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah,
that's when you just leave.
You can at least heal and come back.
Man, the castle is really restricted.
Yeah, no access to Skula with a lot of the entrances they have found are leaving you with not many options left.
We're about to send our racers into just like a meat grinder of arena.
I mean, between arena and then like continuing to progress through corridors is like valid as well, just because you do have access to both of the flight locked rooms and the door at the end. So they still have options available, but it is just these entrance randomizations are not being kind early on. This is a very like backtrack heavy seed so far.
All right, Jay went back and healed and is gonna head up. We didn't get to see this from Berix because Berix saw the big golem and left. Mimic.
Oh, good. You know, Mimic with Cloth Tunic means you can be rich pretty quickly if you can hold on to it.
Actually, Dark Weak Giant Skeleton. And locked FA.
Wow.
And just the Medusa coming
head.
in.
Yeah.
Just rubbing it in, honestly.
This seed is really trying to force you in a very specific direction.
I think I'm going to be banned from rolling seeds in the future.
Makes 2 of 5 check garden?
Gardens. That's a heavy garden. Blue soul up there.
Man, all of these checks have been super tightly compact between 5 check garden and 5 check arena. That is like unheard of.
Great soul.
Malphus, surely.
Slide. There we go. Now we
Oh.
can progress out of study.
You know, Dead Crusader is arguably worth a mention. Con is one of the least useful stats you can ask for. It just buffs your defense, but it is the best con boosting soul in the game, so it's, you know, it's not nothing.
All right, Jay finding himself back in arena in a definitely more precarious situation, and he died.
Yeah, those lubricants, especially without double jump, hippo is your only movement, can just be real bullies sometimes.
Another
pretty
yellow
sure-
soul. Iron Golem.
That's actually good to find, especially with silver plate now. That can simplify a lot of traversal. That was every single check in Gardens was a Soul Compass check. That's insane.
Amazing. Still no books.
Yeah, surprisingly. There's got to be like 2 books hidden in Arena at this point.
Did we? I forgot to look at the Soul Compass for FA. Did we see what was on it?
I believe it was 0.
Okay. One day we will find Skula.
All but 1? Okay.
Hi, Big Golem.
Big Golem and Clock Tower, name a more iconic duo.
Apparently these man-eaters are part of the clock tower machinery. It'd be very unfortunate if all the clock tower checks are below Skula.
It looks like that's very likely to be the case at this point, unless something's behind the boss here.
Potentially one of them, yeah. Jay continuing in the meat grinder that is arena.
Wow.
And death in his vanilla location.
Correct. Was
Resist
this
slash
slash resist
death.
stone? But Levitain, so I mean,
Levitain,
Levitain pause
yeah.
time still makes this very easy. Levitain should be pretty simple. Jay looks like, I don't know, is he going back to Arena?
It looks like it.
Yeah. I mean, he made it pretty far. He was right at the save room. It was just that the upgraded wearer, whose name escapes me, as well as the Arc Demon there that was really causing a problem. And there's death down for Berix. So Berix has fought in 2 bosses so far, and both were shop bosses. So he does have full shop access now. And if this is Skula, that is huge. Yeah. Isn't that... I believe that's Vanilla Skula as well. This chapel, one check chapel, okay. Kind of disgusting to see. Yeah, going back for the tasty meat. We have seen surprising little healing this seed overall as well, which is making like a rough seed already much worse. Yeah, just eating the giant skeleton hit there. Dodging the Alistor, which saves a lot of health this time. And wow, yeah, Jay actually handled that room perfectly this. And finally be able to save in arena, be able to get some of these checks out of the way. Berix looks like going back through Clock Tower as well. Going to be able to actually check the School of Locked Doors here and get the warp at the bottom.
Blue Crow,
Yeah.
gonna be too short.
That soul is just proving to be exceptionally useless. Wow, this is an evil room. That's a lot of Archdemons.
Yep, save.
Also, Carney, I do remember that plus attack big golem in the arena was sadistic. You would get hit for like 200 damage out of nowhere.
Arachne can get it. There
If
we
the
go.
candle doesn't eat the hit.
All for
Our
wear,
first
and
book.
there's the yellow book. Arena boss.
Wow, all right. Well, that does mean that the arena dip for Jay here is going to be something that they're both going to have to do. It will pay off. 3 checks left in arena 2 means you know that well, you actually know one of these checks bare minimum is out of logic because the first and third floor rooms in partial enemy randomizer just cannot logically be required just due to the way partial enemy randomizer works.
Well, there's 3 left on the soul compass, right?
Yeah. So you
Well-
know one's behind the boss here, which is Vanilla Balor. That's our second Vanilla Bat.
When he reset, he orphaned a soul back up on the top of
Oh,
arena.
did he? Okay. Oh, he probably reset out of where, yeah.
What's up with these vanilla
23 for
bosses?
hit to- yeah. 23 hit to Balor as well is pretty mediocre, but it is doable. You're getting 23 double hits, so it's really like a 46.
Oh, there was blue book
Balor
in
is-
chapel.
Oh, wow. 2 back-to-back books for Berix.
I did not see the blue book requirement. If anybody saw it, please let us know.
Clock Tower boss, which he has done.
Okay. Yep.
And it is a red soul requirement. Okay.
Yeah, luckily Balor's played pretty rhythmic, so you can just kind of feel out the attacks.
Yeah, it is a little bit awkward without double jump, but you can single jump over it. Both of these runners are pretty experienced and well aware of this, so like we're seeing with Jay, it's really not a problem. This will be a nice influx of experience for Jay as well, especially because he has Aranus. This is going to be an incredible jump for him. Also, finally seeing lower reservoir for Berix as well. He does have Skula, so this will give him a pretty decent warp and a lot of entrances to work with.
Did not have Aranus.
Unless Reservoir leads on itself like this, which, you know, as one does. Oh, wait, did he not have Aranus equipped for that?
Didn't have Aranus in general.
Oh, no, he picked it up. And,
He only has Minotaur. I saw his soul.
oh, wow. I know he picked it up at one point, but he must have not picked it back up after one of his deaths. I know because it was the soul above the shop, so. And there's a duplicate devil for Berix on Reservoir, too. Resist / big golem. That is cruel. And there's Red Book as well. Rock armor from Lilith.
We have all of our books.
Yeah, so Berix knows exactly what he needs. It's just a matter of... We know where top floor and gardens are as well, so really it's just a matter of getting rock armor and Berix making his way back to arena. Oh, did they find rock armor? I'm admittedly not sure. I don't remember if that. I don't remember seeing that dropped or not. Honestly, I know Jay was farming Liliths for a while early on, but that ended up not neither dropping their soul, and I believe he died during that encounter just because. Yeah, that was with the Minotaur.
Berix doing some top floor checks here.
Super potion's a pretty good reward.
There's the duplicate Skula.
Yeah, I think Berix can't have it at this point, or otherwise he would probably be like bolting to arena instantly. But this very well could be rock armor right here.
No.
Baited. Skull Archer, that's at least, you know, a better Red Soul than Blue Crow. I don't think Berix has gone back to the shop yet either after beating Death, so we do have a full shop to be able to check out.
Oh, does he have rock armor?
Did he beat Arena Boss at some point too?
No.
I didn't see Berix ever beat, I don't think Berix ever beat Balor.
I'm confused. Curse Week, by the way.
Yeah, Curse Week Graham with Muramasa is incredible. So maybe he's misremembering the Yellow Book or misremembering kind of what he's done this seed so far. Shadow Knight, by the way, for Jay is a very good blue soul to find. I guess he does have rock armor. I think I just saw him equip it.
Yeah, he said the line. He said, "I can't believe it." So
yeah. So I guess he does have rock armor. He just needs to go book it to arena. FA did have one check, by the way.
What a wonderful
I think
play
he has
for
the arena warp,
Dryad.
though, so that should be... No, he did not grab the arena warp. Wow.
I think he died and never went back to arena.
Yeah, that would make sense. Oh, yeah. I think everyone's had that happen at least once or twice in this seed. Both tried to dip into arena pretty early, which just was like a cruel miss.
Final sword.
Final sword. Wow.
Shop
And
crazy.
Excalibur for $500.
Drax Tunic.
Jesus, this shop is stacked.
All of the combat you could ever need.
Yeah, Jay now finding that 5-check Gardens. Also, genuinely some crazy souls in the shop, too. I mean, you still have Lightning Doll, Nightmare, Skull Million, too. I would say Lightning Doll is at least a very good pickup. They don't have any form of lightning coverage so far, but Excalibur is neutral and also the strongest base attack in the game, I believe, so it just can melt through anything. It really simplifies combat a great deal.
All right, Jay fighting Slide.
What do you guys have against Satan's Ring? Listen, it's good. It's stats. Its stats are always good. But it's no Rare Ring or Rune Ring.
Or even Chaos Ring.
Chaos Ring isn't real. I refuse to believe it. Don't listen to this man's lies.
Hey, you almost abandoned Chaos Ring 1 seed.
We don't talk about that. Come on, how often do you see that sprite? But yeah, no, 5-check Gardens, all of the checks this seed have been incredibly condensed, honestly. Like 5-check Arena, 5-check Gardens is ridiculous. And Berix is going to be fighting Balor, which will give him a huge level influx, as well as be a pretty simple fight with, like, Levitain, Excalibur, Final Sword. Like, he's got everything he could possibly ask for. Oh, Balor's Fire Week, too.
Fire Week.
Honestly, Final Sword might just do more damage with multi-hits regardless compared to Levitain. Levitain might just be, like, easier to use, but...
Yeah,
I still
unfortunately,
think...
no backdash for the quick.
Oh, yeah. Yellow requirement is arena boss, so... Yeah, they have not wanted for equipment. However, they are still both wanting for Malphus, I'm sure. No Malphus, no double jump means your movement is incredibly awkward at best. Although I really am starting to become a believer that that blue soul behind Study was Giant Bat.
All right.
And Jay is going to be walking into Vanilla Clock Tower boss here with Death. Berix now in go mode as well, already going to fight Graham for the second time. But Jay is going to be able to go ahead, clear up Death, and unlock a pretty sick shop upgrade that leads to what? Drax, Tunic, Excalibur, and Final Sword. Yeah, really the biggest difference this seed so far has been Jay really committed to trying to dive into Arena very early and spent a lot of time on that and ate a lot of deaths to a very, very mean Arena, where Berix decided to move on and pretty quickly and found some different progression. And one of the biggest difference makers, honestly, was Berix chose to fight Headhunter in Study early on. Just dove into the boss, dealt with it, and was rewarded with Levitane Positron for it. So he's had a pretty good equipment loadout in some earlier levels that really did him a lot of favors.
All right, time for Graham round 2 in the Baja Blast room.
Yeah, Curse Week Graham is going to make this an incredibly quick fight as well. Especially with the levels he got from Belor now, too. Slash resist death, by the way, proving a bit of a pain for Jay. Just, it's not a particularly tough fight, but it is going to be a bit of a slog, and kind of like these small hits are going to add up pretty quickly. Especially when Death decides to just kind of keep spamming that same attack. Although, honestly, it's working out really well. Beam Skeleton proving to be putting in a really good amount of work. It's a niche soul, but it's a soul I like a lot. And there's the Vanilla Skula as well for Jay.
There was a great soul behind Graham. Unfortunately, it was just Galamoth.
Yeah. I was really hoping the reward for beating Graham was going to be double jump. Yep, and Berix making the climb through Clock Tower to get back to Gardens now. Oh yeah, no, Death without double jump is just generally kind of awkward. Hippogriff kind of mitigates it a bit, but it's still far from ideal. Jay is currently working through chapel checks, but I mean, it's honestly kind of hard to imagine a world where he catches up with this one. Some of just the really early routing decisions that seemed fairly innocuous really did just make a world of difference here. That is Blue Book for Jay, and he's going to find out he does have the requirement as well, having just defeated Death. Honestly, something I thought that was going to come up more that didn't was that really early find of Undine in Study that also had Headhunter drop Devil. I thought that was probably had a decent chance of coming up, but it simply never did. Dark and Stone Weak Julius, which I think are two of the only elements we actually have not seen this seed so far. However, Julius without backdash or double jump can be very awkward. Especially when your best weapons are real heavy weapons like Excalibur and Final Sword. Yeah, Stone doesn't get to become King of Britain quite yet, but, you know, after about 500 hits, the Stone will break, and then I think you qualify. Yeah, Jay doing some shopping, seeing that he's finally going to have access to some good weaponry and armor between Excalibur, Final Sword, and Dracula's Tunic. Satan Ring as well being probably the best sub-equipment they've seen. However, the Headhunter shop is what gave as well some additional crazy items like Positron, Levitain, and like Lightning Doll Nightmare as well, I believe.
On to phase 2 of Julius.
Excalibur is not stone element. No, Excalibur is one of the few completely elementless type weapons in the game. In fact, I think there's only 3 sources of stone damage I can think. 4. I think it's Rock Armor, Catoblepus, Millikins, and one other one. Cockatrice, yes, thank you. Although I'm not sure Rock Armor is either. Rock Armor might be neutral. But I know Cockatrice, Millikins, and Catoblepus are. And there goes Julius for Berix.
Alright, let's see if Chaotic Realm is going to be randomized or if it's going to be vanilla.
0 checks in Chaotic, by the way, so no backdash or double jump in Berix's future. We're doing Chaos pretty much vanilla Soma with just a Hippo and a Dream.
So far, pretty... I don't think that wheel is there. No, this is randomized.
Yeah, absolutely. Blue Book spotted by Jay as well, just in the slide check for Reservoir.
Yeah, we're seeing some parts of Reservoir that we didn't see on Berix and released.
Yeah, I think by the time Berix was going through this section, he had most, if not everything. So we can see what's on some of the flight lock checks here.
Just the Kaiser Knuckle there. Partisan.
Oh boy, a Partisan. It's a party.
Millikins,
Oh, Millikins.
Right,
that's actually relevant. We've seen like quite a couple Stone Week enemies so far.
Beef curry. That's good healing.
Wow, this room randomized very nicely for Berix. The inner quarters, like Galamoth room, just had nothing in it. Honestly, there haven't been any crazy check Balmanway.
Balmanway,
oh boy,
the best weapon in the game.
Yeah, it's great for killing the Chaos Eyes, kind of.
Black Belt.
Black Belt's not bad. I do think he passed up on buying Satan's ring in the shop, so it might be his best accessory. Oh, Alistor, how I love thee.
Wear Tiger into wear Jaguar.
And there's Rock Armor for Jay. So Jay is in go mode, he just does not know it yet. And time to see if Chaos has anything kind or cruel. Although with Excalibur, it's not going to matter much. Weak Curse Chaos, this is... I don't say this often, but this is definitely over. Like, with Berix doesn't have a crazy amount of healing, but he has enough, and then Curse Weak Chaos alone is just going to make this comical. You don't even have to deal with the eyes. You can just target the core from this point. Yeah, already starting for 70 for a hit. It's not going to be pretty, but it's going to happen. Starting with Masamune is or Muramasa is always nice to see.
We'll take out one eye for good measure here.
Yeah, may as well just to speed up the core a bit, because, I mean, Muramasa's also going to melt the eyes pretty quickly with the curse damage, too. And can double hit them pretty quickly, so it's a pretty low time investment to do.
And GG.
GG. And then we can I believe we are running a second race after this if either racer still has it in them. This seed was genuinely abhorrent.
You sure you still want me to roll seeds, folks?
Yeah, Berix in chat, I don't know what else to say other than that was a nightmare. No backdash, no double jump, no Malphus in sight for either player. That was, even like the routing on that was miserable. That was just an incredibly awkward seed through and through with it, like what I can only describe as a truly sadistic arena. I think truly the only upside was that like the shop upgrades were pretty nice. You had good equipment, but that was like it. Everything else was just awful. And this is going to be Jay's choice for the second preset. Really nice if you have backdash. Yeah. Imagine Final Sword being usable or Excalibur being usable. At least Curse Week Chaos was a nice payoff. You know, it's like poetry. It rhymed. You got to start with the Masamune, and then you had Curse Week Chaos.
So.
And looks like we were doing Stat Rando plus Spiral Chaos for Game 2. All right, so we're going to probably drop to a quick intermission as we get everything set up for the second race for tonight. And we will be back with you guys here pretty shortly.